Tonight we're going to show you something that the world has never seen before.
When it comes to Israel's longtime foe, Iran, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has turned to theatrics before. This drawing made headlines when he spoke at the UN in 2012. Today, it was a PowerPoint presentation at Israel's military headquarters.
We're going to show you Iran's secret nuclear files.
Netanyahu called it a great intelligence achievement.
55,000 pages.
And 183 CDs filled with computer files. Exact copies that the Prime Minister says were obtained from a secret storage facility in Tehran, focusing on Project Ahmad. The goal, according to Netanyahu, to produce 5 warheads with a yield of 10 kilotons of TNT, which he says is 5 times more powerful than the American bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
So these files conclusively prove that Iran is brazenly lying when it says it never had a nuclear weapons program.
Iran, not surprisingly, dismissed Netanyahu's primetime TV address as propaganda, with the country's foreign minister on Twitter calling the Prime Minister the boy who cried wolf.
And Derek joins us from Tel Aviv now. Derek, just how credible is the intelligence all of this is based on?
Well, what's interesting is that Prime Minister Netanyahu did not say how Israeli spies were able to get their hands on all of these documents. And that has people here, some people wondering, well, what exactly is new in what he had to say tonight? And we do know that much of the evidence that he presented refers to Iranian activities before 2015. That's when the Iranian nuclear deal was signed. And we also know that the IAEA, the UN's nuclear watchdog, it saw a lot of what Netanyahu presented. It saw this going back, in some cases, as far as a decade ago. So, Adrian, that has some analysts here in Israel and abroad casting doubt on what the Prime Minister had to say.
Or at least what's new about it. Derek, thank you very much. So Donald Trump said he watched Netanyahu's presentation, but for now it seems the U.S. is leaving its options open.
They're not sitting back idly. They're setting off missiles, which they say are for television purposes. I don't think so. That doesn't mean I wouldn't negotiate a new agreement. We'll see what happens. But I think, if anything, what's happening today and what's happened over the last little while and what we've learned has really shown that I've been 100% right.
Trump has until May the 12th to decide whether to renege on the deal. And he said he would rip it up entirely, but that might not be in his country's best interest.
You got several gifts.
In 2015, after years of intense negotiations, 6 world powers finally found common ground with Iran.
But now we are starting a new chapter of hope.
At the time, Iran was said to be close to having nuclear capability. Even so, it agreed to reduce its enriched uranium stockpiles by 98% and let atomic inspectors into its factories, labs, and military sites. In exchange, the West would gradually ease crippling sanctions.
I am confident that this deal will meet the national security interests of the United States and our allies.
The deal was hailed by the Obama administration as a step towards world peace. That's not exactly how the current president sees it.
The Iran deal was one of the worst and most one-sided transactions the United States has ever entered into.
If Trump makes good on his repeated threats to rip the deal up, that plan could backfire. Iran may end up doubling down on its efforts to build a nuclear weapon. European allies may see a U.S. reversal as a sign they just can't trust the Americans to live up to their word. And all this could make North Korea more reluctant to negotiate its own deal.